once was a union maid who never was afraid of the goons and the kings and the company pinks and the deputy sheriffs who made the raid. She went to the union hall when meeting it was called, and when those company goons came round.
Actually, I wasn't raised as a union person. My father's father owned a laundry, and they had trouble with their union members, and they weren't pro-union. And I wasn't anti-union either. I just wasn't that. I wasn't raised on a picket sign or anything. You know, I really wasn't very knowledgeable at the time. I was just idealistically trying to help my, fellow workers, and that's what happened. So I was the second woman on the executive board of the union. It was at the time, we considered it an old boys club. People didn't have an opportunity to have much of an impact on anything. Mm-hmm. And the union at the time, it wasn't necessarily its fault, but the union at the time didn't have any basis in law, and so there wasn't a whole lot that they could push on, until the law passed. Serendipitously, I got involved exactly the same time as the RADA Act went into force. The RADA Act was January 1976, and that's when collective bargaining was given by the state to the teachers. Mm-hmm. And as a result, we suddenly had some big things to do. We had to run elections, we had to try and serve the faculty, we had to get a first contract, we had a lot of activities and a lot of things and a lot of important things to work on. Our district hired an anti-union administrator from New York because they thought that the unions were going to take over, and they wanted to make sure that we didn't take over. So it was a very anti-union kind of atmosphere at the time. We went in with the idea that we would have across the board everybody in the same bargaining unit, and we made lists of people and collected names from people on cards till we got to 50% or over, so we could call for an election. And we included everybody, including the part-timers, including everyone, to see who could be in our bargaining unit. The CTA was more active with the credit side, and the AFT was the only group that was interested in the non-credit side, but was also active in the credit side. So the AFT wanted to have a huge unit of everybody. We wanted the full-timers, we wanted the part-timers, we wanted every part-timer, because the AFT's ideas, the more people you have in the unit, the less likely it is for management to pit you against each other. When we finally got the election, the AFT won 779 to 195 for CTA and 44 for no representation. So, it worked, what we did. The election finished in January of 78, and we started negotiating in September of 78, or we tried to start negotiating. But the district was not really interested in negotiating. So they hired a negotiator, outside negotiator, who didn't show up. And we have all kinds of flyers, where is he? Where's Glick? His name was Glick, his last name. And he would miss, 10 of 12 meetings or something, and they would cancel 2, and we would say, we were there, we were waiting, we were there, that kind of thing. And it really dragged. It dragged on a really long time because I think the district was afraid. So our first negotiating set went all the way, okay? First we negotiated, then we declared impasse, then we had a mediator, then we declared we couldn't mediate it, then we had a fact finder, then we had a strike vote. I mean, we went all the way on that one until it was finally decided, and it was iffy until the very end. Either you accept this or you strike, okay? I mean, that's what we were going to have a vote on. The Labor Council asked us, do you have a strike? I mean, if you went on strike, would people go on, would they vote for a strike? And, we didn't really know if we had, how do you really know? And teachers are kind of funny about that. We all care about our students and stuff. So we explained that we didn't know who was going to come to the meeting. Because, it's possible that people who are not real excited about unions just don't come to the meeting. And all the people that come to the meeting are the ones that really want to push. And bingo, you've got a strike whether you wanted one or not. So there was certainly some possibility there. And on the way to the meeting, we were waiting for the district to come back with another offer if they were going to make this change on the part-time thing. And I was with Rudy Knee, who was our AFT helper, driving down to this meeting at a big school that we were going to have. I was really nervous. And Rudy's sitting there calmly saying, don't worry, things will be okay. Things will be okay. Just don't worry about it. So we get there, we get the call, they changed it, we announce it, we vote, it's agreed to, it's passed, thank goodness. On the way back in the car, I said to Rudy, oh gosh, I'm so glad you were here. You've been through this before and you know how things are and it was all right. And he said, I've never been through this before. Not like this. During the negotiations, one of the things we wanted things for part-timers. And I'm pretty proud of that first contract, even though it took us a year and a half, or no, I guess it was 14 months it took us to get it. Mm-hmm. And it was retroactive, and we didn't get everything we wanted, of course, but we got a lot of things that were foot in the door kind of stuff. And one of the things we got was, it's going to seem funny now, okay, but at that time, part-timers had no benefits at all. So we said, well, let's start with something easy. So how about dental benefits? We'll, what if we could give part-timers dental benefits? And the district said, no, we don't want to give them any benefits at all. And so we said, well, these people are working, say, 60% of a load. You think at least those people, so finally we settled on the 50% of a load people could get something maybe, but what could they get? And the district said, we don't want to give them 100% dental benefits because they're not working 100% of the time. So we called the dental company, which is now CDS, or Delta Dental was CDS at the time, and we said, what kind of plans do you have? And they said, well, we have a pro rata plan. And we said, pro rata plan for pro rata people, okay. So we asked them to give us some information, and it was a 50% plan. So whereas the usual CDS plan at the time would give you, say, 70% of the benefits your first year. If you went to the dentist, you got 80 the second, 90 the third, 100 the fourth. This would give you 50% of 70, 50% of 80, 50% of 90, 50% of 100, okay? And it would not go through summer. But we got it. That was a step. And from that time on to now, along the way, part-timers got the dental coverage to 100%. They got it over the summer. They got health benefits. They got, it's been increasing. So it's much better than it was. But that was like the beginning, the foot in the door thing. We tried to balance everything for everyone. There was no way we were going to give one group everything and another group nothing. It's not fair. But we all believed in it too. We did it for the love and for the feeling, of importance to our faculty that was there. Unions generally, I think, are for fairness, and it was fairness, equity, that kind of thing that drove everybody. It's the history of our union,
Oh, you can't scare me. I'm sticking with the union. I'm sticking with the union. I'm sticking with the union. Oh, you can't scare me. I'm sticking with the union. I'm sticking with the union till the day I die. This union maid was wise to the tricks of company spies. She couldn't be fooled by the company stool. She'd always organize the guys. She always got her way. When she struck for higher pay, she'd show her card to the National Guard, and this is what she'd say. Oh, you can't scare me. I'm sticking with the union. I'm sticking with the union. I'm sticking with the union. Oh, you can't scare me. I'm sticking with the union. I'm sticking with the union till the day I die.